Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and it looks like the Boy Scouts are over with and the times they are a changing. And before I get into the specifics of how I believe, anyway, the majority of their assets have already kind of been funneled into the hands of the controllers, the wealthy, the elite, because this is a volunteer organization, right? And whenever you have that, this is where a lot of money is just laundered. Okay? They throw these things through, but let's not get into that just yet. When I see something like the Boy Scouts, and I was not a Boy Scout, however, I did go to my first basketball game and play my first and probably one of my only game of Dungeons and Dragons with my friend who was a Boy Scout. His father was a Scoutmaster, and he took us actually to West Point, where I went to my first basketball game, at least on that level. Saw my first dunk, and saw my first nuclear bomb, all in the same place, all in a university. And you see the suit, and I can't help but think about a film I finally watched this week called Jojo Rabbit, and look at the Boy Scout outfit and the fact that, on my experience at least, we went and saw a military base, like a military school. And it teaches you discipline, which is good. There's a lot of great things. It teaches you skills. If it weren't for all the molesting, and I would also say indoctrination, with these little outfits, it would be a good thing. But when predators know that there are groups of children, whether it be in something like the Boy Scouts or religious institutions or even medical offices, we're going to get into that in a moment. What do? They join them, okay? And so let's just get to the meat and potatoes of it really quickly. They filed for Chapter 11. There's 2.2 million members, and remember, they had to start accepting everybody, even though there was a Girl Scouts, which is very bizarre to me. And they don't seem to have this problem in the Girl Scouts. Why? Because the vast majority of child predators are males. They are. Not everybody. Not everybody. Certainly, it's not on the level of the abuse in the Girl Scouts ever. Why? Because mothers, they keep an eye on their kids. They can sniff out a predator pretty quick. They're a lot more involved. Unfortunately, a lot of these Boy Scouts, their parents are kind of dumping them off. It's true. They go after the ones with the broken homes that are the best friend like me, that come along for the ride. Not that I ever had a negative experience, or that I think my friend's dad was a bad guy. I think the majority of these people who get involved are good people. But let's be honest. The truth is, at the upper echelons, they covered it up. They covered it up. And when you get to that level, just like when you have low-level abuse of priests, ministers, and pastors, but then you get up into the higher levels, and the cover-up where you move these people around, where you go after the victims, where you intimidate others, where you get into the upper echelons of politics, and we'll also get there. So the Crimes Victims' Rights Act has been passed. And if you saw my video earlier today on Rick James, we had a 15-year-old girl at the time in 1979 come forward. So all of these abuse victims, they have a 1-year window. And believe me, it's a lot more than 400. But in August, it was over 400 abuse suits filed as the window finally opened. And as of now, they've already settled 200 plus lawsuits over at Rockefeller University for, again, a serial pedophile. A serial pedophile who at the time was praised as a top of the line and well-respected doctor. And yes, the university covered it up. There's the monster right there, Reginald Archibald. Get a good look. There he is. And these are the type of institutional cover-ups that are out there. And don't be fooled. You know, when we talk about even our own institutions like the Federal Bureau of Investigations, and we talk about things like, oh, I don't know, the cover-up crew involved in the Finders. We've done some Finders videos. I want to remind people about this guy right here. Right here. That's, of course, Prince Charles. And there's the grandfather he never had, Lord Mountbatten. The first Earl of Mountbatten. Very astute. Very astute. Here's the thing. The FBI knew he was a serial child molester for a very, very, very long time. Okay? If you look at the 75-year-old intelligence files. So let's break that down. It's 2020, guys. What's that mean? What's that mean? 1945 document. Keep that in mind. I want people to understand this. All right? He didn't die until 1979. Okay? That's 34 years later. Why didn't the FBI take down serial child predator Lord Mountbatten, who had a great friendship, by the way, with Jimmy Savile? Or Savile. I don't want to offend the Europeans, okay? Let's just go to this file right here, okay? So again, this is a 1944 dossier. She states that in the circles, Lord Louis Mountbatten and his wife are considered persons of extremely low morals. She stated that Lord Mountbatten was known to be a homosexual with a perversion for young boys. For young boys. So what happens with a guy like this? We take him down, right? Because we're the good guys. No, he's promoted. He serves as a chairman later on the NATO Military Committee. Nothing's ever done. Nothing. He's killed on a boat by the IRA. Probably some people that didn't like the fact that they had a serial pedophile trying to oppress them. I mean, this is reality. So, you know, on one end, it's sad that a lot of good people, you know, that this is pretty much over. The Boy Scouts are over, right? But the Girl Scouts probably won't be over. We'll all be buying cookies. I'm pretty sure. I don't think this means anything for the Girl Scouts. Two, these guys are not going to, these men now, are not going to receive the justice that they deserve. Listen, they should not only be able to file these lawsuits, but even if there's no monetary compensation, out the people that did this. The idea that these people can't be criminally prosecuted for the monstrosities that they committed against children just because it was decades ago is revolting. It's disgusting. It has to stop. And again, whether it be the Catholic Church, whether it be institutions like Rockefeller University, like we just talked about, whether it be European politics or even here. You know, Anthony Weiner right now, Anthony Weiner, and we're going to do it live, he wants to be able to go into his kid's school. Okay, let's see how the parents feel about that. Anthony Weiner, child's school. And this guy's just one of them. Okay? Let's see. We got to go to news, huh? Here we go. No? Are you kidding me? Is this all I've got? Basically, I'm going to find it because I have to. One day ago. Here we go. Google, you totally suck. He wants to come in there and people are like, you know what? We don't want our kids who are 15, 16, 17 years old. When they say 16, 17, they don't understand. Like, he got caught with like a 15-year-old, bare minimum, those Skype conversations. Okay, there it is. 15-year-old North Carolina girl. All right? No, he why would we want this monster anywhere near a school? Sorry, bud. You done fucked up a lot. And instead of being in prison where you belong, you're going to be able to start a legal marijuana business with your fucking cronies in New York. No. Guys, thumbs this video up, subscribe, join the Burmist Brigade if you are new. We cover all sorts of material on all sides of the spectrum because it's not about left or right, it's about right and wrong. As you guys know, I'm going to D.C. I'm going to go Sunday night. If I can stay till Wednesday, it really depends on how how much we get up there and how long I can take off. If we get it up there to 3, I probably can stay till Wednesday. That's probably enough to stay outside of D.C. I'm hoping to bring somebody with me who can film a bunch of this stuff. We'll see. Guys, I got this Rockfin. I'm doing 5 exclusives at least a week over here. I'm going to put it in $9.99 a month. It's not a Patreon. It's not a Subscribe Star. And the best part is when you endorse Jason Burmis, what happens? Oh, you get everybody else's content. So it's like a Netflix for creators. And that's, everybody asks me, well, what are you going to do when YouTube kicks you off? I mean, hopefully something like this. I guess I'd just have to kick out 3 to 7 videos exclusively there a day. Flick Off, thank you so much for that super chat. Really do appreciate it, my man. So again, thumbs it up, ring the bell, ring that bell for notifications. Also, Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture are free right here, right now. Guys, let's keep vigilant. Let's go after all these child predators, no matter where they come from, and shine the light on the darkest of the dark, the Slither Circle, right? Because guess what? Weinstein's walking, and we're going to do a live coverage when he walks, as long as I don't have another person on. But we're going to do an Ask Me Anything, because I'm telling you right now, he ain't going to jail, okay? And it shows you about selective enforcement and manufactured outrage and how you can buy justice. That's our system. Love you guys. See you on the flip.